Well, I made it to the almost home. Two last stop signs and we lost the rain selector. So I guess that'll be the first thing on the list to fix. But that's okay. We made it home. She did good. No complaints whatsoever. So good day at the office. So I'm over at one of my other properties, and this shifter that I need for that truck with the broken range selector, the levers broke. That thing is $1,200 and some dollars from International. I found a China import for just at $500. And I thought, well, I'll come over here and check this because this truck is International with a Spicer 10-speed. And I thought, what's the likeness? This is the right one. And lo and behold, yeah, it's the same shifter knob. So it's missing the Spicer cap that goes on it because it's worn pretty good. But that'll just have to do. I could probably get one and silicone it on. Like this part's worn, but this isn't. And they're like $25 for that cap. But I'm gonna get this off, take it over to the other house, put it on that truck, see if it works. Definitely better than $500. And then when the time comes to do something with this truck, I'll decide if I'm going to use that transmission or use something else. But for the time being, we're going to take it loose. And these got those quick disconnects or quick deletes. You push up on that collar, and then at the same time you pull down on the line. So, and then there's just a nut up on top, and the whole thing slides off. So I'll get it off. Alright, so I took a picture of this one before I took it off, so I'd know where all the hoses go, because they're kind of marked, but not really. So I had my wife clean up a little bit before I put it on, but yeah, let's get it on. Well, it's in. Now let's just hope that the schematic of the routing of the air is the same and it works. So let's try it out. We'll get it started up. Well, it is working just fine. I can't hold the camera and shift, but I guess you just have to take my word for it. It's working fine. Today I need to work on the my little International rollback. The wipers have kind of broken. Well, I'll just go over here and show you. The nut that holds the arm on the wiper motor looks like it's been loose for quite a while, and it's screwed up the threads on the end of it. Let's see, right in here. So I took the arm off and looked at it, and I just don't think there's anything left of the thread. So I'm going to try and pull the wiper motor off of there, or take the whole entire transmission arms and all off, because I expect that it's okay. I was gonna say I thought this would be egged out, but it's actually in good shape. All right, we'll just take the motor off. Take that motor off right there. All right, it's out. You can see what I mean. It came loose and it just destroyed that. There's no threads left to hold it, so gotta get another one. I bought this truck for parts. It was wrecked, and it boogered up the front axle and leaf springs. Well, not the axle, but bent the leaf springs. Broke this. The hood was busted. Bumper was busted, but it was a running driving truck. Had a 24-foot flatbed on it. I sold the flatbed off of it, and I've been pilfering parts off it for quite a few years. Well, quite a few, for a couple of years. But looky here, this thing's only got I think mid 100s on the miles, like 150, 160. It's a DT 466. I don't remember what transmission. I think it might be an Allison. I don't recall. Let's take a look. Door's frozen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, she's an Allison automatic, and that's why I bought it, for parts, you know. And I can't remember exactly what the miles were. Last inspection was 146,000. So, you know, there's some good parts here, and that's why I've hung on to it. It's an 06 motor anyways. What is that? How many horsepower is that motor? 220. That'll do. Extra pieces and parts. Oh, I can't remember what them axles are out of. Huh. I don't know, but I need them axles. Hey, remember I was telling you I needed some pins? Yeah, I just found some 3/4 ton or 1 ton axles that are probably the right diameter right here. We'll take them home with us, I think. Alright, we got the whole thing off. So now we'll go back and see if it works, see if it's the same one. You can see the second set of holes for the bigger one. It's a good thing I brought the whole thing because that bracket doesn't have the narrower holes. So we're gonna have to change the whole wiper transmission out. So we'll take this off and then get at it real quick. Shouldn't be a big deal. I think I should probably test it to make sure it works first though. Looks like it's working all right. Works good on high, low, and intermediate. Shut them off. See if they park right. Yeah, they park in the right spot. Okay, that's good. That's another one fixed. Now, I just noticed, well, I noticed it before, forgot about it. That belt's gonna need tension, gonna need fixed. That tensioner pulley's going bad right there. Them things like to break off in this cast aluminum case here. So we're gonna start soaking the back side of this with Blaster before we try and take that out. All right, I was able to get that to break loose. So we're gonna go ahead and go back over there and see if I can rob that off that truck too. I don't know about a belt. We'll have to see what we're gonna do with that. Well, this one's newer. Air conditioner's sitting over on this side, so this belt's not gonna be right. But I put a bar on a tensioner and it still works, and it's coming loose. So I'm gonna get the tensioner off. I won't be able to use the belt. Hopefully I can free that pulley up. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll see. All right, I got it spinning good, but I've decided to just go ahead and take this off and clean up any corrosion that's behind it, because it's been, yeah, look at that. We'll clean all this up good, get all this crud out of here, clean up the back of this, and yeah, look at that. Look how easy it spins. It's just a crud build up around here. So I'll get a flap disc or take it on the wire wheel, get her cleaned up real good. All right, so I got the bearing in. This is the one that was on it. It actually is the smoothest. The other one's a little rougher than this, but yeah, we'll run it, see how it does. And I don't expect it to last forever, but you know, I'll probably put, I don't know, just like my Freightliner, I'll probably put like 12 or 13,000 miles in this truck its whole life. So if this will work for a little while till I order one, I guess it'll be all right. So I don't want to have this problem when I go to replace that, so I'll put a little never seize on the bolt thread, so when I put it down in that aluminum housing, hopefully it doesn't stick and break. Well, that's not going to work. This tensioner tensions the wrong way. It puts pressure this way. I needed to put pressure that way, so that's not going to work. I'm going to have to just wait and get one ordered, I guess. All right, so here's the difference. You can see the spring on this side, and it's coming in and it's winding this way. This one on this side is coming in and winding the opposite way. So they tension wrong. I called the international dealer, $200. So I'm gonna have to go shopping on my other parts truck, something with a closer year. I think I have an 02 or 03 DT466. It might have the same one. So we're gonna go shopping, see if we can find one, because I just don't want to spend $200 for a tensioner. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go see what I can find. Well, my parts are in. It only took just a few days. Now we can hurry up and get this put in here. I didn't get the AC belt yet. Forgot all about that. I was kind of focused on getting it back running and driving so we can use it. But anyways, let's get that put on real quick. All right, I just went ahead and ordered a new tensioner and another belt, so that'll be here in a couple days, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I can run it without that belt. Next is, it's got a hydraulic leak here. It keeps dripping. I think it's in that clamp. I'm just worried that clamp's not gonna tighten up. Looks like it's been torqued on pretty good so far. Let's see. Well, I got about 3 threads tighter, so hopefully that'll take care of it. It's low on fluid, so I'm gonna have to add some. I'll have to roll the bed back to do that, but that's all right. I think that's all we're gonna do for right now. My wife's cleaning the interior up. It was pretty grody. The Hydro Boost has been leaking oil on this floor forever. The boot where it comes in right here to the pedal, that's how I can usually tell. Touch your bottom of the boot, it's wet and it'll just drip on that floor. I have other floor mats, so don't get too awfully excited about cleaning if it won't come clean. We'll pull it out of another parts truck I got, but they're not too difficult to change. It's all just right up in here. Sometimes these brake lines can just seize in there, but you know, not a big deal. We can deal with that. It's just bolted here, and a push rod's got it's Hydro Boost, so it runs off the power steering pump, presses creates pressure, brings it up here to your Hydro Boost. That's your power assist, and then of course it's got a electric motor down here that runs when, if the engine's not running, the pressure switch sees there's no pressure, turns the electric motor on, so you still have power assist. So I'll have to get that off another truck. You can see how wet it is at the bottom right there. It is also leaking oil from somewhere, but I'm underneath the truck. There's no drips anywhere, so I'll have to look into that a little deeper, but we'll save that for another day. I think we're good for this. We've been making repairs left and right on a few different trucks, and it's probably getting kind of long, so that'll be it. Maybe next time the old girl will be all cleaned up and pretty. We'll have to see. All right, say bye, lady.
Bye, lady.
You guys may not be able to tell a difference from when I first bought this truck, how dirty it was, to how clean it is now, but it is a world of difference, man. My wife has been cleaning on it for a little while now, and she's getting the floor all done now. She's been working on that last, but there was a hole in the floor over there, and I had to put a piece of 1/8 inch plate over there. That's what them big goofy screws are for over there, to hold that in place. It's kind of weird because the underside of the floor mounts, the cross members that hold the floor up, or the floor attaches to, it's in good shape, but there must have been something sitting over there that just leaked and leaked, or the windshield leaked or something, heater core, I don't know, but there's a hole over there. I just patched it up real quick just so I don't lose my wife going down the road falling through the hole. Can't have that. But anyways, I've got another cab. I just towed a truck in that I bought for parts, and the cab is absolutely beautiful. It's white though, but it's got a good cab and a good hood. I could probably just swap them out, because I really don't want to go through all the trouble of moving the bed to another truck and the motor and transmission and all that crap. It's just I'm not going to use this enough to make that worthwhile. I can do a cab swap in a couple days, you know, I'd be just fine. So anyways, she's looking pretty good. I got an air seat too. She don't want me to change that seat to an air seat. She wants me to leave the bucket seat, so I guess that's what we'll do. Or the bucket. She wants me to leave the bench seat, but I've got an air seat we'll probably put over here, because I like an air seat. Well, my AC belt and my other tensioner's in. I didn't expect to see this soon, so I wasn't going to put it in this video. But anyways, since it's here, I guess we'll just go ahead and get it on and get it replaced. And this one, at least the belts will be good to go. And I'm still not decided what I'm going to do on this. I have another chassis that's in a really nice shape. The frame's good, it's clean. As a matter of fact, it's right here. It's a really clean chassis. It's the same gross vehicle weight rating. I'm really thinking about swapping that bed over. Just putting it on that one. It even has 8 lug axles, so I could put the aluminum wheels on it, the 19.5. So I don't know, kick it around, see what happens. But right now, let's just get that belt on there, that belt and tensioner. I hate that this one's green and the other one isn't. I guess I'll just have to get over it. Grab some tools. Alright, that's much better. Next on the agenda is exhaust. It is straight pipe right off the turbo. There's no muffler on this, and there's no hanger. You can see that little, that's the only thing holding it up. But that'll be next. I'm gonna put a muffler on it and something. I don't like that at all. I put both old belts in the sleeve, mark the other part number on the other one, throw them back here just in case we need them while we're on the road. Well, the time has come. I gotta get this bed off this truck. Brought the torches out. Normally I'd use the plasma cutter, but I don't want to stretch a cord all the way out here in the air hose, so we're just gonna torches. There's 3 bolts on the side of the frame and 1 on the back right there on either side. The front bracket on the other side is broken, so there's 1 less bolt, but let me torch them off real quick. Well, I went to go fill my tanks up. I had 2 tanks, both were empty, and the shop I normally go to closed up. The writing was on the wall. They hadn't been taking care of the building like they normally do. There was a leak on the roof, and they just patched it. So, you know, I went to this other place that I've been slowly kind of changing over all my tanks to them, and I went in and I had my tank, so I had to pay the exchange fee to get one of their tanks, plus the, you know, what it costs to fill it. And then I bought another one. This one was out of date, my other one wasn't, so now I have 2 full tanks again. The thing about having 2 oxygen tanks just means that when they're empty, you have 2 empties. It doesn't save any time, because I never go fill them until they're both empty anyways. Alright, so I got it off, and I've got it sitting on my trailer. Got it chained down here and chained down here, so she ain't going nowhere. There ended up being a bolt on the other side in the front. The bracket was cut off, but there was still a bolt in it. I'll show you. It still had a hole and a bolt right there, but the frame's in pretty good shape on this truck. A little bit of rust here, as you may expect, pretty typical. For the 5th wheel mounted was on there. Looks pretty good. That looks pretty good as well. It's a shame that piece of steel is so short. Could use that for a hitch on something else, but yeah, I don't think so. Probably pass on that. I'd like to find out what the ratio of that rear end is. I'm not sure. On this particular pump, they use the pump as the valving. It's all air controlled. The PTO itself, where it turns on the transmission, it's air controlled, and then the valve for up and down is air controlled as well. Kind of a nice pump. Well, interesting. I don't know if it's a high quality one or not, but anyways, the bed's off, and she's back to how she came from the factory as a single axle day cab. Used to have, like I said, it used to have a 5th wheel on it. It was a day cab semi. Pulling a pretty good grade with the old 4500. That bed is a lot heavier than you might think. This is a fairly decent grade, fairly long too. Well, dropped it off. We're gonna head back. There's a long gravel private road. There's quite a few houses back in here. I would have never guessed this. Comes up a hillside. It's not exactly the smoothest ride on this old 4500. Watch the brush too. I don't want to scratch it all up. Got that one pretty good. Exhaust brake on there. nice guy. Chuck bought that bed off of us, and in between the time he bought the bed and me coming to drop it off, he found us on YouTube, checking out some of our videos. Isn't that funny? Pretty cool. Well, looks like we are finally down to the road. All right, now we can head back home. Wait for some traffic to go by.